Hey guys, what is up, and I welcome each and every one of you to a new League of Legends video. In this one, guys, it's a special one. I'm actually so excited, you have no idea. At this point, it's pretty much confirmed Yone, which we have made memes about, videos about, clickbait here and there, etc, etc. He's officially becoming a champion. He is going to be the next champion that is coming out to League of Legends. It's essentially like 99% confirmed at this point. Guys, let me explain everything. There is a lot to talk about, and if you're excited, come on, hit that like button. Come on, this is pretty exciting. I'm excited. I really am. Anyways, guys, this is crazy stuff. So check it out. First of all, on Twitter, Skin Spotlights made a tweet saying that the new Thresh Skin, by the way, if you haven't seen it, I'm going to go ahead and open up the video quickly. But the new Thresh Skin that has been released, which is, of course, going to be, if I can scroll, this one right here, the Spirit Blossom Thresh, right? This new skin, of course, got released, and it has some peculiar lines, to say the least. Let me go ahead and open the video for you guys here. Check it out. So there's two lines. Because you can see, based on this tweet, there are two lines that he has with Yone, Yasuo's brother, Yone. He talks to him. Why would he talk to him if he's not becoming a champion, right? So let's go ahead and listen to those first. Here.
Worry not, Yone. Your
Yone.
little brother is safe with me too.
Yone is his name. Yone. And then this one.
Yone, the eldest son overshadowed by his younger brother. How could you possibly rest in peace?
Yone. That's his name. So first of all, Thresh, the new skin, Spirit Blossom Thresh, has an interaction with him. Why would he have an interaction with him if he's not, as becoming a champion? That's just kind of weird. Doesn't make any sense, right? That is really, really weird. Now, next up, guys, if that's not enough to prove it, let's check it out. There's a lot more proof. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot more proof. So someone retweeted this, Nebula, who is a concept artist, essentially someone, he essentially gets hired by companies to make concept art for champions, some, in-game stuff, whatever. In this case, it seems like he retweeted and said, ah, fuck. As in, like, yeah, he's essentially confirming the leak, number one. Number two, someone also replied to it with this. Like, obviously, it's a really kind of bad quality picture, but it essentially is a picture that shouldn't exist at this point, or publicly at least, of the concept art for Yone. Now, this is not, of course, the default skin for Yone, because the Yone himself, by default, well, according to Legends of Runeterra, looks like this, right? Which isn't too close to this, but that's obviously because this is his Spirit Blossom skin, right? Which naturally we know, like, for instance, this looks nothing like Vayne, right? That looks more like a Kali, if anything, right? So usually in skins, they look a little bit different than they normally would, like Yasuo, for instance. So that's another proof. Apparently his splash art got leaked. As if that's not enough, there's more proof. Check it out. So you have a Yasuo, Spirit Blossom Yasuo skin that just came out, the splash art, right? Absolutely wonderful artwork. It looks gorgeous. Take a look at Yasuo's sword. So you see his sword, right? It's a pretty nice looking sword, right? Not bad at all. Take a look at the reflection, however. It's a different sword being reflected in the background. You can see Yasuo's sword has a nice little straight curve over here. Boom, done. Nice and simple, good curve. This one has like a little loop, almost like a hole, if you will, or something like that inside the sword. So that already is a different sword. You can see the hilt is different. This is a lot skinnier. Yasuo's is much thicker back here and has a different ending. You can also see Yasuo's sword has this, little thing around the hilt area as well, right? While this one does not. It's a lot more of a straight sword over here, right? There's nothing too crazy going on here. And then it goes into this little loop thingy over here instead, which of course already, makes you think, I wonder whose sword that could be. I mean, there's only one explanation. Probably his brother's, right? Well, if that's not enough proof, take a look at the splash art. I don't know if you noticed it, guys. In the background, you can see two statues fighting off, almost like Naruto style, if you will, back when you have like the Madara versus the first Hokage, I think. You have the two statues in the back fighting it off. You can see all their armors are breaking. Maybe Yone kind of broke it for whatever reason, but this hair looks a lot like Yasuo's hair. I mean, I'm just saying, that looks a lot like Yasuo. And over here, it's probably going to be Yone, right? So they're kind of battling it out over there. So that in itself, of course, is more proof as well. If that's not enough, guys, look over here. So Riot did make the video, which I made a video also talking about before, talking about, Yone confirmed new champion. Essentially, someone on Reddit made a post saying that, so this artwork that Riot teased, by the way, right, don't forget, this artwork they teased was teasing Lilia and the next champion coming out. In this case, we pretty much know it's Yone. This was supposed to be referencing the Spirit Blossom event that's happening right now. It's a big event. They said there's going to be two champions being released in the same month, in this case, July, pretty much back to back. So he's going to be coming out in 2 weeks from today, essentially. At least in theory, he should be, on the PvE server. All right, so this was teasing that. So this mainly was teasing Lilia, right? Which is the champion that just got released, of course. I made a video on her. And someone made a Reddit post saying that, as this kind of gets darker, you can see that, you know, it gets darker and then it gets like, you know, kind of eerie looking and stuff. But then you see the sword becomes red, which, you know, most people just kind of look at that and they'll be like, okay, well, probably doesn't mean a whole lot, right? But that's interesting because if you look at what the person in this Reddit thread was talking about, if you play as Nightbringer Yasuo and he dies, his sword goes from this, you know, basic, no color to it whatsoever. Instead, it looks like now, after a few seconds of him being dead, it kind of slowly transitions to looking more and more red over and over. It just, you know, at this point, it looks exactly like the sword in this little teaser that Riot has posted as well, which is pretty damn sick. And you can see also, if it's not enough of proof, my chat right now, because I'm streaming on Facebook, is proving me or giving me, you know, nice little pointers that this sword, if you look really closely, it's kind of hard to see, but you can see right there, it has a little gap. It's like it's so hard to see, but on the right side of the sword, going down from the hilt, if you look really closely, you can see it has a little curve going inwards. Very similar to how you have this curve in here going inwards as well. Very, very, very similar, which is even further proof. And as if that wasn't enough, as if you're still sitting there thinking, yo, you know what? Nah, it's another clickbait, man. It's just another clickbait. Hee XD. Guys. Someone linked to me on Twitter, by the way. I'm going to go ahead and give him a quick little shout out. Someone by the name of Yasin at Shockblade has linked to me on Twitter this post. A wiki page for Yone, the Shadow Samurai. Now, whether or not this is official, I don't know. It could be not official. It could be official. I don't know for sure, right? This could be fan-made. This could not be fan-made. Take this specific part with a grain of salt, however, I will say. But everything else at this point has been essentially confirmed. So this could be his kid, this could not be his kid. Who knows, right? This is, again, this part is just speculation. This one is kind of, you know, pushing the boundaries a little bit here. But we'll look over it regardless, just see what happens. So his passive, Way of the Revenant, Realm of Shadows. While in the Realm of Shadows, Yone receives 15% reduced damage and gaining extra movement speed based on level. And he generates one torment every, you know, whatever, based on level. And units, he travels by any means, requiring a total of this amount of number. Units travel to obtain maximum torment. And at maximum torment, his next basic attack consumes all his torments and curses his target, dealing 90% AD physical over 3 seconds, right? So that's pretty cool. Next, we have his Q, Shadow Slash. Yone thrusts his sword forward, dealing physical damage to the first enemy hit and applying on-hit effects, very similar to Yasuo's Q, which kind of makes sense. I mean, they're, you know, pretty much, you know, brothers and whatnot. And if this ability hits an enemy champion or epic monster, Yone enters the Shadow Realm for 2 seconds. His W. First cast, Yone sends a slow-moving whirlwind of black mist in a line, dealing physical damage and knocking airborne for 1 second. All enemies hits, and they take damage per second for the whirlwind hits. And the active effect, the second cast, is if mist whirlwind hits at least one enemy, Yone can recast his ability on an enemy target that is airborne to instantly blink back to his target. Next, we have longbow shots. While in Shadow Realm of Shadows, Yone's basic attacks cause him to blink to his target, and this can only happen once every time he enters the Realm of Shadows, which is pretty sick. Realm of Shadows is apparently ultimate, according to this post. Yone sheathes his katana and uses his active effect, and uses his longbow for his next attack, which will deal additional physical damage and gain extra range, and then ignore 20% of the target's bonus armor. And he can critically strike too, that's pretty sick. And then Yone instantly enters the Shadow Realm for his ultimate for 10 seconds, and for the duration he does extra damage and gets double benefits from his passive. So again, this one, guys, this is the only part I would say is arguably a stretch, right? This might be fan-made entirely, for all I know. Maybe Riot Games saw this and they made Yone based on this, you know, roughly. Could be not. I'm not entirely sure. This one is the stretch, but everything else, essentially at this point, is confirming that Yone is going to become a champion in 2 weeks as the next masked samurai or edgy assassin or whatever the Riot call them, the one that essentially refuses to die. This is going to be him. It's going to be him for sure. You're right. Check Yone's sword in his leaked splash art. It has the same curve. Where I can't see it. You can't see his curve. You can't see it. But we can take a look at how the sword looks. It curves up like that, right? So we can take a look at Yasuo's sword. Yeah, see? Very similar curve over here. It's like a very thin curve, kind of, you know, has this nice little curve to it. So, I mean, it's a little hard to tell. I mean, the artwork resolution isn't amazing, but I'm just saying there's a lot of things proving to the fact that, you know what, yeah, it's probably going to be that. His other sword. What other sword? Wait, what are you talking about? Which other sword? Sorry guys, people in my chat are trying to tell me what to look at. His second blade. What second blade? He has a second blade. The other sword. There's another sword. Are you talking about this sword? In his right hand. Oh. Wait, he's holding 2 swords? Wait, I didn't even see that sword. It like blends in with the background. Holy moly. Okay, yeah, apparently he has another sword. He has 2 swords, apparently. Okay, well, I mean, that apparently, okay, he's 2 swords. But that actually kind of makes sense because, guys, if you look at that, that's actually pretty interesting. I literally didn't even notice that because it actually blends in with the back. The resolution is so bad, but one thing to note off of that makes it actually interesting is the fact that if you look here, he is a 2 sword user, right? He's a double sword user based on the Yone Windchaser from the Legends of Runeterra card game. And in this artwork up here, you can see that he has 2 swords that he's using. 2 swords. So he essentially is being confirmed that, dude, this, I don't care what anyone says. Yone is coming. He's the next champion on the PvE server for the Spirit Blossom event in 2 weeks. Haters be hating. We'll wait the 2 weeks and we'll see it. I'm excited, guys. If you're excited, of course, don't forget to hit that like button as well. Let me know what you think about it down in the comment section below. And I will go ahead and, yeah, end it right there, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you for the next one. Peace.